There is someone who thinks about you every day. That's right, every day. Someone who not only remembers your face but genuinely desires to be by your side. He hasn't distanced himself even for a second, even when you might not have noticed. He's there, watching your steps, attentive to your ways, to details maybe no one else perceives. He knows your pains, your dreams, and he wants to be part of them. He wants to give you what you didn't even know you needed, to be the one who makes you smile silently, just by thinking. He sees something special in you, something worthwhile that he doesn't find in anyone else, and this makes him want to stay close, even if you haven't allowed it yet. He is waiting for the right moment, waiting for you to realize, to understand that he is not just any presence. He is someone who genuinely wants to see you happy, who thinks about how to make you feel complete, safe. He wants to be the one you turn to when the world feels too heavy. He's not going to push, but he's also not going to give up. He's there because he believes it's worth the wait. He knows it's a slow path, that every step he takes towards you requires patience and a trust that only someone who truly feels something deep could have. He respects your time, your space. He watches from afar, but it is not a passive wait, no. He is always there, paying attention to the subtleties, noticing how your eyes light up in conversations that interest you, how you touch your fingertips when you're thoughtful, or that gentle smile that appears on your face when something funny surprises you. This someone knows your weaknesses and does not judge you. On the contrary, he understands that everyone carries pains, wounds that are sometimes difficult to heal. He has seen the moments when you seemed distant, lost in thoughts that no one seemed to understand, and he knows that in those times, silence says more than any word. Even without being able to invade your space, he always wished to be there, just so you knew you were not alone. He is the kind of person who wants to care, not in a way that takes away your freedom, but in a way that only someone who truly loves knows how to do, with respect and a subtle presence. He has imagined so many times what life by your side would be like, not as a fantasy or an idealized dream, but as a real life with everything it has of real and imperfect. He thinks about sharing the simple days, the routines that seem unimportant, the shared coffees, the conversations during a walk, or even the silence that arises when you are together but do not need to say anything. For him, all of this is a way to be with you. He does not want a distant perfection. He wants a close reality, and that is what keeps him there, even when time passes and you seem too busy to notice. Have you noticed how he is around in moments that would go unnoticed by others? When you are crossing the street and he instinctively adjusts his pace to ensure you are safe, or when he hears you mention something in a casual conversation and, days later, shows up with exactly what you mentioned, as if it were a simple detail. He has this silent care that does not demand recognition, but says a lot about who he is and what he feels for you. He understands that trust doesn't just appear out of nowhere, that the openness between two people takes time, and that true love is something that is built little by little. That's why he doesn't demand that you see everything all at once. He is there, and for him, that is enough. He knows that there's a right moment for everything, and maybe your moment to notice what he feels is still yet to come. But he has faith that one day you will realize that this feeling he carries for you is more than words, more than promises. It is a commitment, a desire to be part of your life in a way that goes beyond the ordinary. And on the days when he feels the absence of reciprocity, he doesn't despair, he doesn't pressure you. He knows that everyone has their own pace, and that maybe you need more time, more signs, to understand how much he really wants to be present. He has been through situations where everything seemed clear to him, but the other person was still on their own journey, seeking their own path. And he respects that. He respects it because he believes that in the end what is truly worthwhile comes with patience and with respect for the other's time. The truth is, while he dreams of making you happy, he also wants you to discover on your own the value of this feeling. He wants you to see in a natural way how much he is by your side and how much he cares. He doesn't want you to feel obligated or to think that he expects something in return. He just wants you to genuinely feel that he is there, willing to be what you need, whether for today, for tomorrow, or for the time that is still to come. On lonely nights, he finds himself thinking about what it would be like to have you nearby, to share the hours with you, without needing grand plans or perfect words. He wants the real. He wants to share insecurities, doubts, simple joys. He wants to be by your side on days when everything seems difficult, on days when silence takes over, and he wants to show you that those moments also have value, that being with you needs nothing more than presence and understanding. He has already imagined the moment when you finally look at him and realize what has been there all along. A look of recognition, of understanding, perhaps a little surprise upon noticing how much he has silently devoted himself, how much he has given of himself without expecting an immediate return. Because he believes that true love is like this, a constant presence, a support that does not disappear during tough times, a genuine desire to make the other person happy without holding back, without needing extravagant promises. And so, he waits. Not a restless or desperate wait, but a calm wait, because he knows what he feels and he knows that some things need time to blossom. He waits for that moment when you will realize that he is exactly what you needed, even if you never admitted it to yourself. He doesn't want to rush, doesn't want to force anything. He wants you to truly feel that he is the person who can give you what you have always been looking for, even if you haven't realized it yet. On days when the silence between you is greater, he doesn't get discouraged. He knows that love is built on details, on small demonstrations that, when added up, create a presence that does not disappear, that remains firm, even when words are not spoken. He is someone who believes that true love does not need exaggerated declarations or grand gestures. He knows that love is in the constancy, in the firmness of someone who is present in good and bad times. And maybe one day you will realize all of this, realize that he was by your side, that he never thought of moving away, even when everything seemed difficult. Because he sees beyond appearances, he sees what is most true in you. And perhaps when that day comes, you will allow yourself to give him a chance to live a love that does not demand perfection, but offers a rare sincerity, a desire to build something that lasts, something that truly makes a difference. He is here, waiting for the moment when you are also ready to let him into your life for real, so that together you can build a story that truly makes sense, a story that goes beyond words and reveals itself in the way he looks at you, in the way he supports you, in the patience he has to wait for you. He has already dreamed of the moment when you will really realize all of this. A moment when suddenly the details will come together like pieces of a puzzle, and you will finally understand what he meant, even without words. He imagines the day when you will see yourself in his eyes, and you will realize that he was by your side all this time, not by chance, not for convenience, but because he chose to stay even when he could have moved on. He is not someone who gives up easily, but he is also not someone who imposes himself. He respects your choices, but at the same time, he knows that what he feels for you will not disappear, no matter how much he tries. He has tried, yes. At times he thought about moving away, about letting you follow your path without his presence, because maybe he believed that this would be the right way to set you free. But every time he thinks about leaving, something stops him. A memory. A small memory of a moment you shared. A laugh. A look that lasted a second longer. And he realizes he can't just turn his back. And deep down he knows that true love is not in a hurry. He has learned to live with this weight because he believes that one day, in a way that perhaps even he cannot predict, you two will genuinely meet in a manner that goes beyond the expectations or fears you still hold. He understands that you need your own time, that you need space to grow, to heal what needs to be healed. He understands because he has also been there. He has known the doubts and insecurities you live with now. But he wants to be with you, not in a light, fleeting way, but in a manner that transforms your daily life. He wants to be the one who makes a difference, not with grand gestures, but with the simplicity of being present, of understanding you. He wants to be the reason for your smile, the one you remember on days when everything seems colorless, because he knows that by your side, he can be the strength you didn't even know you needed. And he wonders, have you noticed it already? Have you understood that he sees a beauty in you that goes beyond the obvious? That he is willing to show you that true love is not made of empty promises, but of small actions, of daily choices. He wants to be your support, your rest, the one you trust with your eyes closed, without needing absolute certainties. He wants you to feel that with him you are safe. He has thought about telling you all of this. In an impulse, he has wanted to open his heart, to show you everything he holds there, waiting for the moment you will allow yourself to see. But he doesn't want this to be a burden for you. He doesn't want you to feel the pressure to reciprocate a feeling before it's time. He knows that you need your own path, and for that reason he waits. Because he trusts that in the end, this wait will be worth it. He has patience because what he feels for you is rare, it is deep. He knows that he can't find this anywhere. He understands that true love, the one that lasts, is not something that happens overnight. It is a construction, a commitment that reveals itself over time. And he wants to give you that time. Wants to show you that love can be something peaceful. That it doesn't need to be rushed. That it doesn't demand something you're not ready to give yet. He has already imagined the moment when you will finally look at him and realize everything he has done, everything he has waited for. Maybe it will be an ordinary day, maybe at a moment when you least expect it, but he dreams that when that moment arrives, you will feel that this love has always been there, that he is your choice, that he is the one who has been by your side, waiting for your sign, for your look of acceptance. And when that day arrives, he wants to show you how much he is prepared to be that person for you. He is not after something superficial. He doesn't want to be a fleeting presence. He wants to be your home, wants to offer you a love that remains, that understands your difficulties, that supports you even when you yourself doubt everything. He wants to be the one who reminds you of your worth, who never lets you forget the incredible woman he sees. He has dreamed so many times of that scene. You looking at him, not with a look of surprise, but with that silent recognition, as if you knew he was always there. And in that moment, he wants to hold your hand, wants to give you the security you have always sought, wants to be the one who transforms your fears into something lighter, because he believes that love can do that true love brings peace and not a burden. Deep down, he knows that all this effort, all this waiting has a purpose. He believes that you can build something beautiful together, something that goes far beyond any fleeting romance. He knows that what you have is different, it's special, and he wants to show you that, wants you to feel what he feels, wants to share with you this certainty that he carries in his heart, that you were meant to find each other. And he won't give up, because giving up on you would be like giving up on a part of himself. He has already chosen you, has already decided that he wants to be by your side, wants to support you, wants to be part of your life. He doesn't want to pressure you, but he wants you to know that he is there, waiting for the moment when you will finally truly meet. He believes that you are the type of person worth waiting for. He sees in you something unique, something that he can't find in anyone else. And that's why he is willing to wait as long as necessary, because he knows that true love is like this, a constant choice, a desire that doesn't fade, a presence that remains firm, even when everything seems uncertain. And when at last you realize this, he will be there ready to welcome you with open arms, to show you that love can be the answer, that love can be what you've always been looking for, even if you never admitted it. He wants to be the one who transforms your life, who makes you feel complete, who makes you realize that love is a choice worth making, that brings you peace, that makes you feel safe. Because in the end, he believes that you have something rare, something that is not easily found. And he wants to build that with you, wants to be what you need, wants to make you happy. He won't promise you perfection, but he will promise his presence, will promise you a love that lasts, a love that remains, even when difficulties arise. He wants to be your partner, your support, wants to be by your side in good times and in difficult moments. He wants to be the one you look at and know will always be there, who will never leave you. Because he knows that you deserve such love, that you deserve someone who is willing to wait, to fight, to build something true by your side. He is waiting for you, waiting for the moment when you will finally realize everything he feels, everything he wants to offer you. Because he knows that you are the person he wants to be with, the person he has chosen, and he believes that together you can build a story that goes beyond any fleeting romance. He is here, waiting, because he knows it's worth it, that you are worth it, that this love is something worth every second of waiting. If this message touched you, leave your comment about what this silent presence, this patient love means to you. Subscribe to the channel for more reflections like this and leave your like so that this message reaches more people.